Hi, this is Donna Whitlow. I'm doing my theorist report on J.A. Conger. He is experienced in management, leadership, development in leadership, organizational change. Interesting facts, he has written or co-written more than 100 articles, 14 books, many seminars, worked with over 200 companies in the world, recipient of the Business Week Award, Best Professor to Teach Leadership to Executives, and the Smith recipient of Richardson Fellow Award from the Center for Creative Leadership, and many other teaching awards he's received. His education, he received his BA from Dartmouth College, Master's from University of Virginia, and his doctorate degree from Harvard Business School. He has been in several faculty positions. Claremont McKinnon College, he was a research chair professor. London Business School, he was professor of organizational behavior. University of Southern California, senior research scientist. University of Southern California, professor of management and organizational behavior. McGill University, Faculty of Management, professor and associate professor of management in organizational behavior. Harvard University, visiting associate professor of management in organizational behavior. European Institute of Business Administration, visiting associate professor in management in organizational behavior. Hartford University, Graduate School of Business Administration. Northeastern University, instructor in organizational behavior. And Georgetown University, adjunct professor in business administration and marketing. He also has a wide variety of work experiences. The Hartbridge House in Boston, Massachusetts, he was an associate consultant. SolarX Corporation in Maryland, he was a manager, international marketing. Attorney General's Office in Raleigh, North Carolina, he was the associate to director. As mentioned earlier, he has written or co-written 14 books. Here is a short list of these. The one that stands out to me as being very popular is The Best Practices in Leadership. Here is the remaining list. Learning to Lead. It's a very popular book. Conger believes leadership skills and techniques should be taught early in a student's curriculum. We should teach students how to become better leaders. Conger believes there has been a shift from hierarchical structure to teamwork leadership. In the past, management used to use command leadership. Today, the trend has moved towards persuasive leadership. He believes this change is due to the new generation with different attitudes, flatter hierarchies using cross-functional teams, and unlimited information through computer technology. Today's managers should persuade and convince techniques instead of command and direct management techniques. Becoming a grand leader is a process. He is truly a process. To become an effective leader, Conger suggests to present your request around goals and rewards for the person. Apply it to the shared values and beliefs of the group. And remember that everyone does not share the same goals and outcomes. Now I would like for you to watch this short 6-minute video. Give me a few minutes to make the transition.
I'm Erin White of the Wall Street Journal for Business Insight, a journal report produced in collaboration with MIT Sloan Management Review. Jay Conger, the Henry R. Kravis Research Chair in Leadership Studies at Claremont McKenna College, joins me from Los Angeles. Jay, the article says that generational differences play into the expectations workers have about their employers and careers. So tell me, what is the newest generation in the workforce, 20-somethings? What do they expect from their employers, and how is that different from previous generations?
Well, this generation is looking for their first few jobs as launching pads. What they're wanting to do is very quickly acquire a skill set. You might call it a suitcase of skills, so that they can move on to other opportunities. They tend to have very kind of immediate payoff mindset. Secondly, they, as a result, love bosses who are more coaches and who create learning environments for them than the traditional boss. They like to have a lot of latitude, but they love challenging assignments in team-based environments. They're also the MySpace generation, which means they love environments that are very informal, where communication is informal. And the generation that grew up where everyone won a trophy. And so they like environments that are full of positive feedback, and where the boss is very good about playing the role of giving them reinforcing, confidence-building feedback.
So what should companies be doing to cater to this younger generation in terms of recruiting?
Well, the first thing you'd have to do is focus on what they'll learn in the first 6 to 12 months on the job. This is a generation, again, that's very focused to short-term payoff, and it's critical to emphasize, here's what you'll learn in your first job with us, and really, really highlight the learnings. The second is, this is the generation that grew up in Teach for America. So they're a generation that's quite actually concerned about community service. And the more you can emphasize what your organization does to help the community and how you, as a new employee, can play a role in that is quite critical. They're the global warming generation. So they have a lot of interest in the environment. And the more you can emphasize how your organization helps address environmental issues or uses environmental concerns to deliver its products, very, very important. And the other thing I'd add is, because they're the soccer generation, this is a generation that was involved in team sports since kindergarten, emphasize the opportunities to work in groups and teams. They love to work as peers and partners rather than rivals and competitors. So I'd emphasize the collaborative aspect of teaming.
Once they're on the job, what should companies do to retain them?
Well, the first few jobs have to be full of rich learning, some sense of immediate results. Companies like Disney just do a terrific job of this, giving early, kind of challenging projects. They're a group that expects rapid advancement. There are some downsides to that, but they do have high expectations that they'll move quickly, so it's important to focus on that. I mentioned earlier community service. The more you can create early opportunities for them to contribute through the company to the community, the better. Team-based environments, try to get them as many team-based projects, learning experiences as you can. They love organizations like a Google, where the culture is built around the concept of teaming.
Isn't there a risk that older generations in the workforce will resent these accommodations to the youngest generation? I mean, why should the younger ones be getting special treatment?
Well, it's a great question, and there often is resentment. But I always say, think about the fact that, one, this is a very hard generation to hold on to. And you have to sell the older generations on the fact that this is the next generation of talent. We need to hold on to it. So whatever it's going to take, we have to focus on. And then secondly, I always say, these are the beginning. They're beginning their career. They'll need special attention no matter what generation they were. So giving them a little extra more attention and care is part of starting out in one's career.
Managers today say they have their hands full trying to cater to so many different generations in the workforce at the same time. What's the best way then to handle all of their interests?
Well, I think the key here is to emphasize how each generation brings a set of perspectives and strengths and mindsets that's unique to each generation. And they each play a critical role in helping us be highly effective as organizations. And without the different generations, we wouldn't get the richness, the creativity, the kind of tension that I think is very important to run a well-run organization. And the second thing I say is, as a manager, think of yourself as a marketing expert. who knows that different markets have different segmentation concerns, and you got to tailor yourself to each of those to win them over.
Thanks, Jay.
You're very welcome.
You can read more on this and other management topics in the Business Insight Report. In New York, I'm Erin White.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Here are my references from the research that I conducted. And thank you for your time. Have a great afternoon.